Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the fascinating world of professional sports, particularly the National Hockey League, NHL. Today, we're going to explore a topic that might surprise you. Retired NHL players who are still being paid millions, even though they are not playing. Why is this happening? Well, it's a complex issue involving contracts, buyouts, and the salary cap. But don't worry, we'll break it down for you. So, let's dive in and take a look at 6 retired NHL players who are still getting paid. First on our list is Kyle Turris, a player who was once a 3rd overall pick in the 2007 draft.
Moved in. It's dropped back to Turris. Shoots! Scores!
His career took a significant turn when he was acquired by the Nashville Predators in a 3-way trade with the Ottawa Senators and Colorado Avalanche. This move was seen as a promising one, as Turris had a successful season in Nashville, scoring 42 points in 65 games. However, things took a downward turn for Turris. After his first season with the Predators, his performance dropped significantly. His points dropped from 55 in 78 games the season before to just 23 in 55 games the following season, and then to 31 in 62 games in the 2019-20 season. This decline in performance led to a buyout from the Predators. The buyout lasted until the 2027-28 season. It's important to note that with 4 years of a $6 million average annual value, AAV, left on his deal, the Predators will now accept a $2 million penalty against the salary cap for the next 8 seasons through the 2027-28 campaign. After the buyout, Turris signed a 2-year deal with the Edmonton Oilers. However, he struggled to regain his form in Edmonton, playing only 27 games for the Oilers in his first season after the buyout. Despite his struggles, Turris still holds a place in the NHL, as he is now double-dipping, getting paid by 2 NHL teams at once. Next up, we have Ilya Bryzgalov, a player who had a promising start in the NHL, but ended up on the wrong side of a buyout deal. Bryzgalov was a key player for the Philadelphia Flyers, but his tenure with the team was marked by disappointment. After signing a 9-year contract worth $51 million with the Flyers in 2011,
straight away, Crosby, across, Letang! Oh, what
Bryzgalov's performance dropped significantly. His numbers saw a huge drop from when he played for Phoenix, and his time with the Flyers was marked by a lackluster performance. In 2013, 2 years after signing with the Flyers, and with 7 years remaining on his deal, Bryzgalov was bought out. The Flyers used their second compliance buyout on the Russian goaltender, enabling them to void a contract without it affecting their cap space. This was a significant move for the Flyers, as they were able to save over $12 million in cap space next season. As part of the buyout, the Flyers agreed to pay Bryzgalov $1.43 million per year for the next 14 years to not play for them. This means that Bryzgalov will no longer count against their salary cap. The decision to buy out Bryzgalov wasn't a surprise given how poorly the contract had worked out. However, it left the Flyers with a problem in net, as they only had one NHL goalie on the roster, Steve Mason, whose career had regressed significantly. Moving on, we have Justin Abdelkader, a player who once had a career-high 44 points in the 2014-2015 season, but whose play became volatile after that. Abdelkader was a key player for the Detroit Red Wings, but his performance declined significantly over the years. After the 2014-2015 season, Abdelkader was offered a 7-year contract worth $29.75 million. This contract kept him a Red Wing until the 2022-23 season. However, his play was not consistent with the contract's value. His performance dropped off significantly after his career-high season, and his play became volatile. In 2020, after his contract was bought out, the Red Wings were left with a significant cap hit. Abdelkader's cap hit would be as follows: $1.8 million in 2020-21, $2.3 million in 2021-22 and 2022-23, and then $105 million in 2023-24 through the end of the 2025-26 season, according to Cap Friendly. The decision to buy out Abdelkader was not a surprise given his declining performance. However, it left the Red Wings with a significant cap hit for the next 6 years. After the buyout, Abdelkader chose to pursue opportunities overseas. He signed with a Swiss league team for the 2020-21 season, logging 9 games with 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 total points at the end of their regular season, playing 13 postseason games overseas with 3 goals and 6 assists for 9 total points. Moving on, we have Brent Seabrook, a defenseman who spent his entire career with the Chicago Blackhawks, drafted 14th overall in 2003. Seabrook was a key component in the Blackhawks' success, including 3 Stanley Cup championships. However, Seabrook's career took a turn due to lingering hip and shoulder injuries. In December 2019, the Blackhawks placed Seabrook on long-term injured reserve after announcing he would require 3 separate surgical operations to repair his right shoulder and both hips. Seabrook's injuries were severe, and he was unable to play after the 2019-2020 season. His injuries were so severe that he had to undergo 3 surgeries over a 3-month period from December 2019 to February 2020. Despite his efforts to recover from these surgeries, Seabrook was unable to continue his playing career in the NHL. In 2021, the Blackhawks traded Seabrook's contract to the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for Tyler Johnson and a second-round draft pick in 2023. This trade was made to free up some cap space for the Blackhawks. Since Seabrook is on the long-term injured reserve, the Lightning will have to pay him, even though he will never suit up for another NHL game. Seabrook's cap hit will be $3.5 million in 2021-22, $3.5 million in 2022-23, and $3.5 million in 2023-24. Moving on, we have Rick DiPietro, a goalie who was the first overall selection by the New York Islanders at the 2000 NHL Draft. DiPietro entered the league with plenty of promise, but injuries derailed his career. He was a key player for the Islanders, but his long, strange NHL journey on Long Island ended with a buyout. DiPietro signed a 15-year, $67.5 million deal before the 2006-07 season, but he was never able to live up to the contract or his lofty status of being a #1 draft pick. Over the last 5 seasons, injuries held DiPietro to just 50 games in goal. In February, the Islanders decided to place him on waivers with the intention of sending him to Bridgeport of the American Hockey League. In 18 games with the Sound Tigers, DiPietro was 9-9-0 with a 2.93 goal against average and .893 save percentage. In 2013, the Islanders decided to buy out DiPietro, making him the first compliance buyout in the team's history. As part of the buyout, DiPietro will receive $1.5 million annually for the next 16 years. The money will not count against the Islanders' salary cap. The Islanders' decision to buy out DiPietro was a tough one, but it was necessary given his long-term injuries and the performance issues he faced in his final years with the team. Despite his struggles, DiPietro's story is a testament to the complexities of contracts and buyouts in professional sports. His performance decline and the Islanders' decision to buy him out highlight the financial implications of these decisions, especially for players who have signed long-term contracts. Lastly, we have Vincent Lecavalier, the former Tampa Bay Lightning captain, who was once the most expensive buyout in NHL history. Lecavalier was drafted first overall by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 1998 and had a successful career with the team, including helping them win the Stanley Cup. In 2004 and 2008, Lecavalier signed an 11-year contract worth $85 million with the Lightning. However, by 2013, the Lightning had to move him due to salary cap constraints. Despite his significant contribution to the team, Lecavalier's contract was deemed too expensive for the team's budget. As a result, the Lightning bought out Lecavalier. The buyout deal was costly for the Lightning, as they had to pay him $32.7 million over 14 years. This was due to the fact that the buyout is calculated as 2/3 of the remaining value of the contract spread over twice the term of the contract. After the buyout, Lecavalier continued his career with the Philadelphia Flyers. Despite the buyout, the Lightning still had to pay Lecavalier $1.76 million a year until the end of the 2026-27 NHL season. These stories highlight the complexities of contracts and buyouts in professional sports. They also underscore the financial implications of performance decline, especially for players who have signed long-term contracts. So, next time you watch an NHL game, keep these stories in mind and appreciate the athletes who are still getting paid despite their retirement. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, keep the puck rolling.